Have you ever considered the possibility that you might be a prisoner in your own mind? A bold question indeed, yet it's one many of us rarely pause to contemplate. Let's delve into this concept. The idea of the mind as a prison, a fortress not of stone or steel but of thoughts, fears and anxieties. These intangible elements become the bars of our own mental cage, holding us captive in a place where the key to escape rests within our very selves. Imagine, if you will, a room filled with mirrors. Each mirror reflects not just your physical image, but your thoughts, your deepest fears, your harshest judgments. This room represents the prison of our minds, a place where our negative self-talk reverberates off the walls, echoing back to us in a never-ending loop of self-doubt and criticism. And who is the warden of this prison? None other than our ego, that inner voice that whispers in our ear, convincing us we are less than we are, less than we can be. It's our ego that convinces us to build the bars of our cages, to limit our potential, and to trap us in a cycle of self-defeating behavior. Each negative comment we make about ourselves, each judgment we pass on our abilities, each time we allow fear to dictate our actions, we strengthen the walls of our mental prison. We become both the prisoners and the jailers, entrapped in a cycle of our own making. But here's the twist. If our minds are prisons, then it stands to reason that we ourselves are the gatekeepers. We hold the keys to our own freedom. We have the power to change our thoughts, to break the cycle, to step out of the room filled with mirrors and into the light of self-acceptance and potential. We have the power to free ourselves from the prison of our minds, but the question remains, are we brave enough to turn the key? If our minds are prisons, then it stands to reason that we ourselves are the gatekeepers. It implies that we hold the keys to our own freedom. We have the power to either reinforce the walls of our mental prison or start to dismantle them. It's a power that comes with a great deal of responsibility. You see, every thought, every choice, every action is a brick in the wall of our mental stronghold. Let's consider our negative comments, our judgments, our ego. These are all bricks we use to build and maintain our mental prison. They hold us back, keep us locked in, limiting our potential and obscuring our third eye, the gateway to higher consciousness. But we are not doomed to be prisoners. We have the power to stop laying bricks. Self-awareness is the first tool we can use. It allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions, to see them for what they are, not facts but subjective interpretations. It's like shining a light on the gatekeeper, revealing its tricks and deceptions. Then comes self-reflection. It helps us understand why we think, feel, and behave the way we do. It enables us to identify the patterns that form our mental prison walls. But awareness and reflection are not enough. We must also take action. We must choose to lay down the bricks of negativity and judgment and instead pick up the tools of compassion, acceptance, and positivity. Remember, we are not just the prisoners of our minds, we are the gatekeepers. We have the power to change the structure of our mental prison, to transform it into a sanctuary of peace and enlightenment. This transformation isn't easy. It requires courage, commitment, and consistency. But the reward is freedom. Freedom from the prison of our own making. So the question is not whether we are prisoners, but whether we choose to unlock the gate. What if there was a key to this mental prison? A key that lies within us all? Well, let's explore this intriguing idea together. You've probably heard the term third eye floating around. It's not about growing an extra eyeball in the middle of your forehead, no. The third eye is a metaphor, a symbolic representation of a state of enlightenment or heightened mental clarity. It's about unlocking a deeper understanding of the world and ourselves. Imagine freeing yourself from the chains of your own thoughts, your fears, your doubts. That's what opening the third eye can potentially offer. It's about transcending these self-imposed limitations and breaking out of the mental confinement we often find ourselves in. The third eye is often linked to intuition, foresight, and a profound connection to the universe. It's like having a compass that points you towards truth and wisdom. But how can we unlock this mystical third eye? It starts with self-awareness. Take a moment to acknowledge your thoughts, your emotions, without judgment or resistance. By doing this, you're already taking the first steps towards liberation from your mind's prison. Next, cultivate a sense of inner peace. This can be achieved through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and yoga. These practices help to quiet the mind, making it easier to access that deep intuitive insight associated with the third eye. Remember, the journey to opening your third eye isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to explore the depths of your own consciousness. It's not about forcing something to happen, but rather allowing it to unfold naturally. Unlocking your third eye is a deeply personal and transformative experience. It can empower you to see beyond the surface, to perceive the deeper truths that often elude our regular senses. It's about realizing that you are not your thoughts, not your fears, not your doubts. You are something far more profound and limitless. The third eye is not just a mystical concept, but a pathway to freedom from our own minds. Remember, you hold the key, so are you ready to unlock the door? How can we find this key within ourselves? It starts with being in the moment. This is not about planning for tomorrow or dwelling on yesterday, but instead focusing on this very moment right here and now. Being in the moment, or mindfulness, is a powerful tool in our journey of freeing ourselves from our mental confines. It is the practice of purposely bringing our attention to experiences occurring in the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing the world around us, feeling the ground beneath our feet, and acknowledging the air entering and leaving our lungs. Now, how can we cultivate this state of being? One way is through meditation, which is like a gym workout for your mind. It's about sitting with your thoughts, not running from them, but observing them as they come and go. It's about realizing that thoughts are just that, thoughts. They are not you. They do not define you. You are the observer, not the thoughts themselves. Another technique is mindful breathing. It's as simple as it sounds. Take a few moments each day to focus solely on your breath. Feel the air fill your lungs and then slowly leave your body. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. This practice not only calms your mind, but also brings you back to the present moment. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can also be beneficial. It could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee, noticing its aroma, its warmth, its taste. Or it could be taking a mindful walk, noticing the sensation of your foot touching the ground, the wind against your skin, the sounds of the world around you. These practices may seem small, but they have a profound effect. They help us realize that we are not our thoughts, our ego, or our judgments. We are much more. We are the awareness behind them. By being present, we can begin to see the locks on our mental gates for what they truly are, illusions of our own making. By practicing mindfulness, we can free ourselves from these illusions, and in doing so, we unlock our highest potential. The journey to freedom from our minds is not a quick fix, it's a lifelong endeavor. Just as a caterpillar morphs into a butterfly, so does our journey to mental freedom require time, patience, and a willingness to evolve. The path we've charted thus far has led us through the labyrinth of our minds and to the threshold of our third eye. We've unpacked the weight of ego, the toxicity of negative self-talk, and the shackles of judgment. We've learned that being in the moment is not a mere cliché, but a vital tool for unlocking our highest potential. Yet this is not the end of the road, rather the beginning of a new path, a new journey. A journey where the destination is not a tangible place, but a state of being, a state of freedom. The key to this journey is persistence. The road to mental freedom is not a straight, smooth highway. It's a winding path, a rocky trail, a journey filled with peaks and valleys. There will be moments of clarity followed by bouts of confusion. There will be times when the gatekeeper within seems to have lost the key. But remember, the key is not lost. It's within you. In this journey, patience is your ally. Just as a tree doesn't grow overnight, nor does the process of self-discovery and growth happen in an instant. It's a gradual process, a slow unfolding of the self. It's vital to remind ourselves that this journey is unique to each one of us. Your path will not look like anyone else's because it's yours and yours alone. You are the cartographer of your own mind, the explorer of your inner world. And so as we embark on this journey, let's cultivate a mindset of curiosity, of openness, of acceptance. Let's embrace the process, the growth, the evolution. Let's honor the journey, for it is in the journey that we find our freedom.